Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You found the golden nugget of the weekend, your last bastion of talk radio with Tom and Steve, but Steve is on vacation, so we got to fill in that we had to pay. What was your contract, like $100,000 for this guest appearance?
A warm cup of coffee and a handshake.
I think it was a beg. Please come in and keep Tom happy.
The things we do for friends,
That's
right?
it. George Powers is with me. He is the owner of Powers Accounting and has a wealth of knowledge in that area. So how can people get a hold of you, George? Just
Probably the easiest way is to go to our website at gpowers.com.
Okay.
Our phone number's there, email's there. If they want to call it, it's 315-701-1120.
Right. Now more than ever, you got to really pay attention to all the tax stuff. I wouldn't suggest doing it yourself.
It's changing all the time. They keep changing it. That's the one thing. We don't even bother to remember the rules anymore because they change them every year.
Right, and your team keeps up with it, so that's good. So give George a call. Right now, it's our pleasure to have a guy that we had on a while ago. How long has it been, Shane? Has it been 2 years or one?
Oh, I
last year.
think it was this past spring we were on.
Okay, that's right.
Yep. Great to be back.
Excellent. Yeah, great to have you. Shane OConnor is the owner of Perryville Power Equipment. I believe you're out in Canastota.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah,
We're
okay,
pretty
so-
centrally located. We're about 10 minutes off the throughway. So
Yeah, not too bad.
No,
yeah,
no.
I had to go out there. I had a couple of DJ gigs over at the Wolf Oak Acres, so I had to get off at Canastota and
Beautiful place out there.
Yeah, go up Wapsville way, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And I noticed the park over there in Canastota, just where Route 5 meets. What is that? Peterborough Street? Yeah.
Yep.
And
The Veterans Memorial Park there.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I remember back in the 70s. Was it early 70s? Yeah, it had to be early 70s because I went to Robert Street School.
Okay.
My father was the instrumental band teacher at Robert Street. So I had gone there for kindergarten and first grade. And that park right there was just a park. It was just grass.
Yep.
Now it's really nice.
Yeah, it's
They've done
absolutely
a
gorgeous.
beautiful,
Gorgeous.
little area over there. So, Shane, what do you do? Give me a little bit of your background and what you do now at Perryville Power Equipment.
Yeah, so I'm a mechanic by trade. Went to school for it. Didn't do any real formal schooling, but we did BOCES and stuff like that. And then just over the last 20 years, I've kind of evolved into doing a lot of freelance. And that's how Perryville Power Equipment came about. We just saw a need in the community where people were having difficulty finding somebody to come out and service their lawnmowers, their snow blowers, basically the stuff that they use to maintain their property.
Right.
And so we kind of picked up on that and started Perryville Power Equipment. Started with just some business cards and, a little bit on Facebook. And here we are, 8-10 years later now.
Sure.
Rest is history, as they say.
Absolutely.
Do you have a shop out in Canastota?
No, we're fully mobile. Everything that we do is we come to you. Occasionally we get a project where it's a little more in depth and, we do have to take it back. I do have a place that I work out of. But it's 100% mobile,
Door-to-door service. Huh?
Absolutely. We got a service truck we run. We try to make sure we have the parts and the tools that we need to get you taken care of.
Well, these days, George, the power tools and the your weed trimmers and your lawnmowers and everything have become like Bic lighters. They're like disposable because people don't know what to do with them. And you get a chainsaw or something, you go, I can't fix it. I'll just throw it away.
Yep.
That's where you come in. You can fix them.
Exactly.
And make them keep running.
Yep. I mean, we have become a disposable society. And I mean, it's good and bad at the same time. Generally, when somebody calls me and they've got a name brand, string trimmer, chainsaw, leaf blower, stuff like that, it's usually no problem to take care of. But if it's, $100 special off the shelf at the big box stores, it's just not cost effective to fix them.
Now, here's the big question. Okay. I have an electric weed whacker now.
Okay.
And it has been great. It's one of those 48 volt jobbies, and I don't get a couple of times I have burned my forearm, on the muffler of those things, and then I smell like gasoline and everything after getting done trimming.
A lot of people don't like that.
No, so I got the electric one, and I thought, is this going to be powerful enough? Now, I paid a good buck for it, but boy, it is fantastic. I'll do my whole yard, and I got a pretty big yard on one charge.
Right.
And so my question to you is, what do you do now? Do you start to learn electricity? Because lawnmowers are becoming electric, trimmers are electric.
We're definitely starting to see more influx of that. It hasn't been too bad lately, but definitely I have had a few calls. The nice thing about the electric stuff is when it comes to the maintenance and whatnot, there's really not a whole lot going on. So it's pretty simple. You got an electric mower. We show up, we sharpen your blade, clean the deck out, make sure all the safeties and everything are working how they're supposed to, and just give it a general check over. So,
so you do the general maintenance. So even if the device is not broken, it's still a good time to call you.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Every year, if you got something that's running on gas that runs engine oil in it, it's a great idea. Manufacturers recommend once a year because you still get dirt and debris introduced into the engine oil just over the course of running. And it's just like your vehicle. The manufacturers tell you how often to get your oil changed. Same way with your lawn and garden equipment.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. We're coming up into our snow season.
Yes. Yes. We've been lucky so far.
So far we've been lucky, not a lot. But every year, usually around this time, I'll hear some of the neighbors powering up the snow blowers, but not all of them. So we got all those snow blowers out there getting ready to go that a lot of people don't necessarily know if they're going to work or not.
Absolutely.
Is this a good time to
This
give
is
you a call
the best time. I mean, I tell everybody, once we start getting into October, you want to get your snow blowers checked out.
Sure.
If you've got a snow blower or a snow blade that you're putting on your garden tractor and you need help with that, give us a call. We'll get you taken care of, because I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather fix something when it's nice out than when there's 3 feet of snow in the driveway and you got to get to work.
The worst thing in the morning is if you get up at 6 o'clock to snowblow the driveway. And
That's right.
The snowblower doesn't work. So
That's
you got to
right.
get that shovel out, Tom, and you got to shovel it by hand.
Yep.
And far be it from me to preach to our listening audience, because we have a pretty respected and intelligent audience out there. However, I'm going to say something, and that is, I fancy myself a DIYer.
Yep.
Okay, I'm pretty good, pretty handy and all that, and I was a motorhead back when I was a kid. So I thought, I'm going to take my snowblower, and it was not running good. It was popping and backfiring and just not doing a great job. So I think I started around this time last year. And I watched a couple of videos, which is dangerous because we all think we all think that YouTube can teach us everything. And I pulled that carburetor off and I rebuilt it and everything. It sat until about January 30th, and before I could get it back together again. Now I got it back together. It is running and it's all good, but it took me months, folks. So I say, cut to the chase. Don't do it yourself. Call Shane over at
That's right.
Perryville.
Time is money. Time is money.
Exactly. Because I could have had that whole thing done. Shane would have come in one day with the mobile truck.
and done. Well, I agree with you. I as a kid, I did small engine repair, rebuilt a small engine. Anymore, I don't do that.
No.
My time is, I want to do something fun, and I don't find that fun.
Yep. It's not a space shuttle. They are pretty straightforward if you got a basic understanding of it. But sometimes it's just easier to call somebody.
Well, and then you put the thing on it, and I did mess up an outboard motor this year trying to fix it myself. So that taught me. That's now a really expensive repair.
That's right. That's right.
And I smelled like gum out for 3 months.
Exactly. Exactly.
It was like my cologne. Yeah. So, what are some of the common mistakes that people make when using their equipment?
So honestly, the biggest mistake that people make has to do with fuel. People don't realize that there's a difference between a summer blend fuel and a winter blend fuel. And so they'll try to use their leftover gas from their lawnmower for their snowblower. And then because we don't use our snowblowers as often as we use our lawnmowers, the fuel sits and it creates issues within the fuel system. 7 out of 10 times, if somebody has a running issue on any of their equipment, it's most generally fuel related.
I remember, what device was it? I think it was a boat that I had. He's talking about an outboard motor. The gas, when it sits in the line, it eats through the neoprene, right?
Yes. Yep. It's become more of a problem since the ethanol's been introduced.
Right.
Yep. So the best thing that we can do for our equipment, especially a 2-stroke, anything that runs on a gas oil mix, best thing that we can do is try to run ethanol-free fuel. It doesn't have the naturally occurring ethanol or the man-made ethanol, we'll say, and it doesn't deteriorate the lines like it will with ethanol. So
yeah, okay. Well, look, we've been talking with Shane O'Connor. He's the owner of Perryville Power Equipment. Come right to your place, take care of all your what do you call that stuff? Is it small?
I call it outdoor power equipment.
Outdoor power,
yep.
All that. He'll take care of you, and you can reach him at 569. Let me try that again. 569-2714.
Yes,
Is that
sir.
the good number? Yeah, 569-2714 in the big area code 315. Thank you so much, Shane, and you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thanks for having me, guys.
Shane.
I appreciate it.
Excellent. Hey, George, we've got hour number 2 coming up,
boy.
so yeah, you've got a lot more work ahead of you. We'll have conversations with Jim Deakins, owner of Crossroads Auction. Brian Jackson is the owner of the Press Room Pub. Neil Carr stops by, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. And then John Pratt, Managing Director of Aquatic World, all in hour number 2, which starts really soon. Keep it right here.